not pass the test of access in your life, I mean, there are people I cut out and I will continue to cut them out. If you abuse the access that I allowed you, because now I allowed you to speak to me, it doesn't mean that you can now call me 3 o'clock in the night, in the morning. Some people just doesn't understand that. You give them a little bit of access, like one man, when I was staying in Andover Road. You know, in your house, you walk with your, what you call this? Sneakers? No, not sneakers, sleeping shirts. Yeah. Boxers, yes. So you walk with your boxers. The rooms are upstairs. I was still walking with my boxer upstairs. And all of a sudden I came down, I found one man just sitting down in my house. In my lounge. I asked, what are you doing here? He said, Master, you're so anointed. I just thought if I come and sit a few minutes in your house. I said, get out of my house. Come on, somebody. This is my castle. You can't just come in and out. My God, can somebody say that? You see, the mistake a lot of us make is you allow any dictatorial access into your life. They just call you. What are you doing? Nothing. Come on, let's go and chill out. I came to Cairo. Shut your mouth. There are some people that think all you're doing the whole day is nothing. And they want you to do with them, which is nothing. Tell your neighbor, say, baby girl, look at me nicely. If I don't like the sound of the music on the phone, I'm not going to hang up the whole day and wait for Telcom, come on somebody, to send a technician. I've got better things to do. If I don't like the sound of the music, I put on the phone. Come on somebody. Can somebody say hallelujah? Some of you need to put on the phone. You've been holding on that phone for 3 months. Is he ever going to call me? Oh, am I ever going to get an SMS message from him? You are holding on to the phone. Come on, somebody. And he's doing nothing. He's not even thinking about you. Touch your neighbor. Say, neighbor, if you don't like the sound of the music, you must put down the phone. Because I got better things to do than hold on to the phone the whole day. I still got some millions to make. I got some devils to cast out. I got to, oh, come on, somebody. If you don't like the music, put down the phone. My beautiful girl, my girls. Janine was my best friend. I hope one day I can say that again. But we used to talk like 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning until the sun comes out. So she fell in love with somebody. I don't know who's the artist of this song. But it goes like this. It's been 6 months, 3 months, and you haven't called me yet. Then my baby would cry. Daddy, you didn't call me yet. Eventually, I had to tell my baby girl, don't listen to that sound of that music. It's going to make you depressed. Put down the phone and get in the books and study. Come on, somebody. If you don't like the music, put down the phone. Can somebody shout hallelujah? Why must you continuously listen to somebody who's abusive to you? He knows, you know he does not love you. You know he uses you, but all you're doing is hanging on to the phone. And you know when you love somebody when you're speaking on the phone? The voice goes deep. How you doing, baby? And when the phone gets quiet, you can hear the other person on the other side breathing. And all you did for 30 minutes is talk about nothing. Let's listen to one another breathing. Turn to your neighbor, say, neighbor, I'm serious. I am too desperate to be denied. From today, I'm going to realign my life. It doesn't matter what, but I'm going to get it right. I'm not going to go about the right thing the wrong way. Come on, somebody. I am going to change the man that I have. limitation. It means, the word limit means a border, or it means a boundary, or it means a territory. God was in effect saying, I made men in my own image and likeness. I made men like me, God. But unlike me, God, I have no limitations. But you men, you have limitations. He said, and I put a boundary. You know what's the purpose of boundaries? It's to protect people. If the law says in this road, you can only go 60 kilometers, and if you violate that law, you will go to court, and you can get penalized. So when God says to men, you can't go out of this boundary. If God says to young people, sex before marriage is a sin, He says, I'm only protecting you because I know what can happen to you if you cross that boundary. The price we pay for protection is submission. The price you pay for God's protection is by submitting to His word, and then no weapon that is formed against you shall be able to prosper if you submit to His word. I'm getting ready to close. Read 1 Timothy chapter 6 and 8. Just give me 3 minutes. Allow me your indulgence just for 3 minutes. If you can read it for me, please. Julie.
But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that.
What does it say? If you have food and clothing, you must be content with it. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen and small children, the devil's trick all along was to make people discontent. And because of that old trick, he has broken more homes, he has broken more churches, because people fell for his tricks. You are happily married, now you look over the fence. And let me tell you, the grass always looks greener on the other side. And when you get to the other side, it's not green, it's yellow. And another reason why the grass is green on the other side, because they look after the grass. Some marriages are not happy, because like I always say, love has not committed suicide. Love died as a result of negligence. When you don't tell your wife, you're the kukuluku, shunku shunku, fuku fuku. Hey baby girl, I just called to say I love you, baby. How are you doing, girl? You are the jam in my sandwich. You are the essence of quintessence. Cream de la cream, baby girl. I didn't call to say anything. I just called to tell you you are the best, baby girl. Some of you are getting very romantic. I can just feel it. Close. This is what happened to Lucifer. And it breaks my heart. The Luciferian spirit has attacked the church. Let me explain to you before I close. There were 3 things that affected Lucifer. The first thing was pride, also 3 P's. He was the angel. He was in charge of worship in heaven. He had musical instruments built in him. Before a violin was ever made, before a saxophone was ever made, before drums was ever made, Lucifer, the archangel, had music inside of him. He was in charge of worship in heaven. And pride began to hit him. He said, there's nobody like you. And then he undermined God's process. Just like many people that I know, they let pride get into their life. They asked one preacher in a seminar, I think somebody told me, they asked one preacher in a seminar, how many armor bearers does a pastor need to have? How many bodyguards? You know what the man said? He said, it depends on the size of his head. How big is his head? Telling you the truth. Because some of us don't have a drop of anointing. And you have one armor bearer here, one armor bearer here, one in the back, one in the front. And you exaggerate. You say, oh, I'm falling down. Can somebody come and help me? The power of God's very heavy on me. Jesus. I was preaching in one church like that. I was still preaching under the anointing, and one guy just ran up to me. And I thought he's coming to attack me. But he was just coming to wipe off the perspiration. So I said, just leave me. I can do that myself. And I'm not knocking it. If you like it, you can do it. Pride. Our church is the best church. We make it during announcements. We are the best church. Come and join our church. And I just sit and look and say, what about God's other part of the body? The arm can never be better than the leg. The head can never be better than the toe. Because let me tell you what, no matter how strong your feet is, your feet will never go where your eye doesn't show you where to go. It means independence. It means that we need one another. Come on, somebody. The second P that happened to him was proximity. He got used to heaven because he used to go between the earth and heaven. He used to report to God. He was in charge of the earth. The Bible says he walks to and fro on the face of the earth. And he goes and gives reports to God. He had close proximity to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. One day something happened. He overheard them talking in heaven. He heard God the Father said to God the Son, Son, I have a plan. I'm going to send you down to earth and let you die on the cross. Because I want to save humanity. I want to redeem humanity. I'm going to send you to earth. Oh my God, help me in this church. Now you know what Lucifer said? Oh, God doesn't need me anymore. I used to go up and down. Now his Son is going to be the mediator between heaven and earth. That spirit still hits people in the church. Oh, you know what? Since pastor's got these new people, he's got no time for me. And you know what happened to Lucifer? Let me tell you. He had perceived injury. Perception. It did not actually happen. It's something that he perceived. And this is what happened to him, to Lucifer, the archangel, the one who had instruments in his body. He did not want to be worshipped. He did not want to lead worship no more in heaven. He wanted